Hi everyone, welcome to this podcast. Thank you so much for your presence here with us today. We're so happy to have you for this particular podcast, which is titled Bite Sized Mindfulness. So, as you can guess from the title, it's about mindfulness, but in a small dose, in a short time. So, it could be 2 minutes, a minute, 5 minutes that you have during the day, and you just want to center in before you progress on to the next segment of your day. You can do it once a day, many times a day. So that's the benefit of it. Of course, the value of sitting meditation is always there, but we have so many other ways of practicing mindfulness throughout the day, and this is just one of them. The one thing very special about this technique is that if you are somebody who gets stressed when you focus on the breath, yes, that can happen for some of us. For most of us, of course, when we think of mindfulness, we are very comfortable with the idea of the breath, and that's what we would be practicing in our individual meditation practice. But for some of us, the breath could actually be a cause for stress. Why? Perhaps there are some memories associated with the breath. Perhaps it could be a condition, a health condition that you are facing or have faced, and you don't want to focus on the breath. But the good news is that there are many, many, many objects of meditation that we have as far as mindfulness is concerned, and breath is just one of them. But before we go on to this short technique that we have, I want to take you all the way to Hollywood to one of my favorite movies, and I'm going to share a scene with you. It's a short scene. We'll see that, then we'll progress on to something else, and then we'll come to the technique. So stay tuned. The scene from one of my favorite movies from Hollywood coming up.
You're just a big, fat panda.
I'm not a big fat panda. I'm the big fat panda.
The whooshy finger hold.
Oh, you know this hold?
You're bluffing. You're bluffing. Shifu didn't teach you that.
Nope. I figured it out. Skadoosh.
Well, if you're wondering as to why I showed you this particular scene from Kung Fu Panda, well, in this particular scene, they talk about the whooshy finger. And the moment the opponent, Po's opponent, Po is the main character, the Kung Fu Panda in the movie, his opponent realizes that the whooshy finger is going to be used. He gets scared because he knows that now the battle is going to end and he's not going to be winning the battle. So this is where what I would look at awareness as, which is present moment, non-judgmental awareness, which is what we practice in mindfulness. That's our diamond. That's the technique of techniques, awareness, through whichever technique that we are practicing, including the one that I'm going to be sharing with you in a little while. But before I share the technique, I want to take you to another place. This is going to be to London, and this is an ad which the London Transport Department made, and we're going to see that ad, and we're going to come back, and I'm going to relate it to the world of mindfulness.
This is an awareness test. How many passes does the team in white make?
Go!
The answer is 13. But did you see the moonwalking bear?
Go!
Just like it was easy to miss the bear in the video, in the ad, it could be easy to miss one's awareness, just practicing awareness, which is present with us at all points of time. In fact, it's awareness which makes any experience possible. And what's life without experience? When I say it's awareness which makes experience possible, are you aware that you're watching this video? It's because of your awareness. Are you aware that you are listening to my voice? It's because of awareness that you're aware of my voice. If you, supposing you watch this video and after that you decide to go outside somewhere for a walk or for maybe shopping, something, would you be aware where you are? Yes. If you are eating something, would you be aware that you're eating? Would you be aware of what you're eating? Yes, it's awareness. It's because of awareness that we can know and experience. So, awareness is with us all the time, which makes experience possible. But it's so easy to miss that particular awareness. And that's where our sitting meditation and the various techniques of practicing non judgmental present moment awareness, which is a beautiful definition which I find of mindfulness, they all come in handy. So, without further ado, let's move on to the technique that I have for you. It's titled Five Senses. And this, as I said, is a short technique which you could practice at any point of time. It is not going to be on the breath, but it's going to be on the senses. And we're going to focus on the five senses. So, I request you to be in a comfortable posture. And if you could just look around, if you can just look around the space that you are in and bring your attention to five things that you can pick but you normally don't notice. Like, for example, perhaps it's a shadow or a small crack in the concrete, supposing you're inside a room, or a particular object in the room that you're in, which you usually haven't noticed, which you don't notice, or you haven't noticed for a long time. So, five things that you can see in the space that you are in. Now let's move on to four things that you can touch. That means four things which could be different textures. Maybe it could be a table in front of you. What does that feel like? Maybe your clothes. What do they feel like? Maybe your skin. What does that feel like? So different surfaces. Is it smooth? Maybe you're feeling the breeze on your skin. Maybe you're outside somewhere. So four things that you can touch and feel. Then we move on to what we can hear, hearing. So notice three things that you can hear. Maybe there's a hum of the refrigerator or the faint sounds of traffic from some nearby road. Or perhaps it's the chirping of a bird that you can hear. Then we move on to the sense of smell. Notice two things that you can smell. Perhaps you're outside and the breeze is carrying a whiff of the pine trees, or there is some snack in front of you, or you can there's some restaurant where you're nearby and you can smell the aroma from the food. Perhaps if there isn't anything that you can smell, maybe there's some scent that you have on. If there's nothing, maybe you can visualize, you can imagine that. And now we move on to one thing that you can taste. So if you have something next to you, maybe a cup of tea, coffee, it could be a snack. You could take a sip of the drink that you have or a bite of the snack. And if you do not have any of this, that's okay. If you want, you can imagine your favorite snack, your favorite food, or whatever you like to drink, and just visualize having a taste of that. What does it feel like? And that's it. And that's how the technique ends, the five senses technique. So, just in a little while, we managed to come back into the present moment. So, instead of being in the past or the future, yeah, in the present moment. So, it's five things that you saw, or the things that you taste, the things that you touched, or what you heard, everything. All we did was just connecting to our senses and thereby connecting to the present moment in the here and now. So that's the technique. Hope you had a lovely time doing this. If you feel a resonance, you may like to try it many times. If you have any questions, feel free to write into us. We would love to hear from you. You can write into us at info@connectmeditation.com or sonal@connectmeditation.com. I thank you once again for your presence. Thank you so much for being here today with us. Wishing you a beautiful day or night, whichever part of the world you are in as you're viewing this particular podcast. Thank you so much once again for your presence.